Hey, what's going on, bro? You have a severe problem, and that is just putting things off to the side and thinking you're gonna do it later, but you just don't. And that's basically just procrastination. And I know the pain of this cycle, just putting things off to the side, not doing it, and seeing you've just made no progress over months and years. I know how painful it is because I almost procrastinated every single day for my life for just years on end, right? And really only in these past 6 to 7 months have I stopped. But in that time frame, I've seen more progress than I've ever really had in my entire life. So you know that procrastination is the main thing that's holding you back, but you just don't know how to get out of it. It feels like just this mental barrier and you don't know what it is and you don't know how to leave. So I want to help you with that today. So first thing first is you're already doing pretty good, right? You decided to click on this video, put your ego aside. You already know that you're procrastinating, so you're taking some action by trying to learn some more. So good job. You're not normal and you're actually trying to change your life. So I congratulate you for that. But I want you to realize that there's some guy that is just like you, not any smarter than you, not any more gifted than you, pretty much dealt the same cards as you, but he has everything that you want. He's taking all of these rewards from you. And I want you to realize that the reason why he has all this stuff is because he's not procrastinating. He's taking his goals seriously, and he's putting the action in every single day repetitively, and that's why he's living the life that you want and that you don't have. So I want you to make a decision today. So you can either treat this as just like a random video that you watch on the internet, or you could just make the decision right now that you're gonna take your life more seriously and put things into your own hands. And I know you hear this all the time, but you really just need to hear it again because you've been just putting things off to the side and you don't wanna waste any more time. You gotta start changing your life today. So what I recommend is you actually put some advice from this video into action today as soon as you can. Now that you realize that, I want you to make a decision right now. So you can either choose between one of these two things. Would you rather just go through the pain of doing the hard work right now, feeling uncomfortable, doing the challenges right now, but your life months from then, years from then, or even weeks from then will be way better? Or you can go through the pain of constant regret until you die. Now you're probably gonna choose the first one, right? If you chose the second option, then there's no point of being here. If you chose the first one, let's get started on some actionable advice. So right now, there's probably this voice in your head that's going through all these mental gymnastics to get you to just click off this video or to not work hard or not take your goals seriously and just go back to playing video games, fapping, not doing the work you need to do, just avoiding it. I want you to think of that voice in your head as like an enemy. That voice in your head has taken control of your life and made it shit. That's why you're in the situation of just constantly procrastinating. So when that voice in your head comes up and it tells you to just cheat on a cheat meal or not to work on this project you need to do or not to study because you can just do it later. When you hear that voice in your head, literally out loud, just say shut up, I'm not gonna listen to you. You need to get into the habit of just acknowledging that part of your brain that makes you weak and just trying to ignore it and just do the opposite. So this voice comes up all the time in my head. It'll be oh, just sleep an hour later, it's fine, you can just do the work tomorrow, or you could just record a video later, or you could just work on your business later. I just listen to that and I'm that's so lame, just shut up. I'm gonna do it because I don't like you and you made my life shit. So don't hate yourself for this, but just listen to that voice and just ignore it because that's kind of the weak part of your brain that has sort of put you in a bad situation. So when it's time to do some hard work, do a workout or really just start your business, and that sort of voice in your head comes up and says oh, it's kind of hard, maybe I just won't do it, and it just tries to make excuses not to do it, just acknowledge it and just do the opposite of it, because that voice has gotten you in the situation that you're in, and it's the reason why you're stuck procrastinating over and over again. Okay, right now, bro, think of the biggest thing that's really holding you back from doing the work that you need to do. Just think of what it might be. So the biggest constraint that's keeping us from doing the work we need to do and make the progress we need to do isn't some new fancy technique or some new study or top 5 piece of advice. While those can be awesome, the biggest thing holding us back from just getting the work done is our mental health. It's very, 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 very difficult to sit down, be disciplined, get the work done and be in a flow state when you have depressive symptoms and you want to kill yourself, or you're super anxious all the time, you have all these intrusive thoughts popping up, or just have all these really unhealthy thoughts popping up in your brain. It's super hard to just sit down and be ambitious and just work when your mental health is completely trash. So things like procrastinating eating junk food, porn, just being lazy, scrolling on your phone, being addicted to social media, those aren't problems. Well, they are problems, but they're problems from a much bigger problem. And that bigger problem is poor mental health. And all these things that you do, like procrastination, eating like junk food, jacking off, those are symptoms of a bigger problem, which is poor mental health. When your mental health is bad, you do these habits more to try and mask it up and feel better about yourself. And that's the same thing with procrastination, is it stems from bad mental health. Once you have like really good mental health, which takes a lot of time to improve. I can't explain it in this whole video, but once you improve your mental health and you get rid of these like depressive symptoms or these like suicidal thoughts or whatever, or all this like anxiety, doing the hard work starts to feel better. And like, you don't really have this urge to watch porn or sit around all day eating junk food. You want to do healthier things like work hard on your business, eat better, exercise more, not scroll on social media. You want to like do better things for your life. So the main thing you need to really focus on is just dialing your mental health in. So right now, just write down like, what is bad about your mental health? Do you hate yourself? Are you super insecure? Do you just feel like depressed all the time? What is it? You need to figure out what the problem is first with your mental health, and then you can start figuring that out. And this is a long-term approach. It's not like a quick solution, but this is one of the biggest things and one of the biggest constraints and like just reasons why you procrastinate, is because it's just almost impossible to sit down and work and do challenging things when your mental health is just terrible. So now we know the main thing that's holding us back, but what is something we can do today to already see progress, like right now? And that is improving your work environment. All right, so your brain will naturally just go to the most fun or stimulating thing that is in your environment. So there's a study where they got like a bunch of college students and put each of them in a like blank room that was just white with pretty much nothing in it. So it was incredibly boring, and they were in there for like 6 hours, right? And the only thing that they had was this little shocker that you could just shock yourself with electricity on your finger. And it was super painful, but they still had it. And what they noticed is that over 50% of the students decided to shock themselves because they'd rather just be in pain than be bored. So that just shows how much we hate boredom. And we can actually use that to our advantage. What this means is that your brain would rather do anything but be bored. So you can change your environment and make this to your advantage. So your room probably has like a TV, a PS4, Mountain Dew bottle right there, junk food, like computer, like phone, notifications everywhere, all this distracting stuff that's basically begging to be used, right? So when it's time to do the work, your brain's gonna wanna default to do the most like fun thing. So it's not gonna wanna do the work, and it feels super unnatural. And you could have all the discipline in the world, but you're thinking about all this other fun stuff that's around you. But if you take that out of your whole work environment and just remove it, your brain's gonna default to the most fun thing. And when your room is super boring like mine, where all I have is just like my laptop, a notebook, a map, and like a light, that's pretty much it, my brain's gonna wanna just default to do something rather than nothing, which makes doing the work feel a lot more fun. So let's say you remove all this stuff from your room, but you just put it back in your room because you can't control yourself. Just go to a library. Now you can't bring this shit with you, and you're just forced to do the work. So just change your environment to a less stimulating place, so the stuff you have to actually do is just better than doing nothing. The problem is you could have all the discipline in the world to not open up your phone and go play some video games, or open up your computer and go reply to some emails, or go watch a YouTube video, or go play on your PS4. But the thing is, your brain is still gonna have that itch and think about doing it, which is gonna distract you from actually doing the work. And a lot of times you can get caught up in those thoughts and urges and just end up doing them. So by just being in an environment where you don't think about that at all, and there isn't this thing that's tempting you to go like use it, it's gonna be a lot easier to actually just focus on the thing. Basically, if you set up an environment that's super boring, you have like two choices. Either be completely bored to death or just do some sort of work. And another problem you might have is like family. So you're trying to do this work, you're trying to record a video or do like a sales call or whatever it is, but your family's kind of loud, you hear like pots and pans banging, you hear like your dad hammering a wall, or like your sister's singing and it's just super chaotic and you get mad at them, just ask them to be quiet for like an hour or two. And if they don't, bro, it's easy. Just go to like a park or a Starbucks or a library. You have a lot of options. So if your house isn't a good environment to focus, just try to choose somewhere else that's better. The next thing is to turn off all of the notifications on your computer and phone. But when I had notifications on, my problem was like, I would hear it and then I would be working, I'd hear this notification and I'd instantly click on it and I would lose my flow state. Or I'd hear the notification and I'd think about it and I would still just lose focus. And a lot of times I would lose so much focus, I would just end up going on a rabbit hole of Instagram Reels or YouTube. I would stop doing my work and I would just put it off for later. So one of the best things you can do is to reduce your tech clutter. So if you have to do one thing, like write an essay or like, I don't know, edit a video, close literally all of the other tabs, turn off all the notifications, and only have one thing on your screen, so that's all your brain can really focus on. All right, this next one's gonna blow your mind, bro. So this one's testosterone. So there's actually a study from Dr. Andrew Huberman, he's an absolute Chad, and there's actually a correlation with how rewarding the hard work feels and how good it feels with your testosterone. So the higher your testosterone, the better doing something challenging and difficult feels. And the lower your testosterone is, the worse it feels and the more like just kind of bad it feels overall to do hard work and just focus on something, right? So chances are, if doing the hard work just doesn't feel good or rewarding at all, you might have low testosterone. And I know this sounds super bro sciencey, but it really makes sense. When your testosterone levels are high, you feel super like energetic and alive, and when they're low you feel like flaccid. You just feel like a flaccid dick and you don't feel good at all. So right now, if you try to focus on something and it doesn't feel rewarding, you do some push-ups and you just feel worse, you feel tired all the time, you don't feel like doing this hard work at all, you just put it off to the side and you don't want to do it at all, right? Chances are you have low testosterone. So I made a video on it. It'll show you a few ways to increase it, but you need to improve your testosterone. Okay, so this next one sounds so stupid. You're probably gonna like feel like it's an insult that I'm even like telling you to do this, but you're gonna feel dumb that you never even tried it because it's so effective. And that's the 3-2-1 rule. It's exactly what it sounds like. You just count from 3 to 1, and then you just do the thing you need to do. So whenever you're feeling like you don't want to go to the gym or you don't want to like do your work or whatever, your homework, just go 3, 2, 1 and just get into the habit of just springing up and doing the thing. And I think the reason why this works so well is because counting from 3, 2, 1 is a tiny commitment, but once you do that, you kind of know that you need to do the next step, which is just doing the work. So it's like just this bridge from a tiny commitment and getting a little bit of momentum, and then that'll like kind of just bring you to the spot to where you need to work. So obviously it's not the best tactic, but I just thought it was a helpful thing to put in. So this next one is just the importance of eating the frog and having a routine. So what is eating the frog? So eating the frog is just doing the hardest, most difficult like work task first thing in the morning, first thing in the day. So think of it like eating a frog, right? You have to eat a frog every single day. So would you rather just eat it first thing in the morning, or go throughout the whole entire day thinking about how you have to eat this frog at the end of the day, and then you eat it, and then you don't eat it because you don't want to eat it because it's gross and you've thought about it the whole day, so you put it for the next day, and then by the end of the month you have to eat 30 frogs. It's much easier just to eat it first thing in the morning and get it out of the way than it is to just think about it the whole entire day, and that ruins your whole day. And this is the same thing with doing something difficult. If I have to like write a video idea and record one, it's much easier just to record it first thing in the morning and edit it than it is to just think about it the entire day, just worrying about recording a video, which ruins it. And then at the end of the day, I don't even want to do it. And then I just put it off for another time. So think of your most important task you need to do. It could be studying for your school, studying for a test. It could be going on a run because you want to lose weight. Whatever it is, put that as the first thing in the morning. You wake up, maybe you take a shit, and then you just do the thing. And just doing that every single day and building up a habit, it'll become easy and it'll be like a no-brainer. It's just the first like 5 times to eat the frog task are difficult. So what I do is this sounds really weird, but I give myself a punishment for not doing it. So if I don't do the eat the frog task first thing in the morning, I have to make myself do 100 push-ups and 2 minutes worth of burpees in the cold shower. And I really didn't want to do that, so I'd rather just do the eat the frog task. So it's basically like bad thing or like difficult thing or even more difficult thing. So I chose the regular difficult thing. All right, bro. So this last thing just helps a ton with procrastination. And that's just simply having an hour by hour routine. So chances are you probably already have some decent habits. Maybe you work out sometimes, you eat pretty clean, or maybe you meditate sometimes or journal, but you just don't do it every single day. You're not very consistent with it. And the problem with that is because you don't have your day planned out how it should be. So a lot of things in your life might distract you and you just turn a different direction. But when you have a strict routine that you follow every single day, you do all these things at the same time every day, right? When you don't have these things planned out, you just kind of forget about it, or you only do it at a time when you feel like it. But when you have a routine to do it every single day that you enjoy and that you think is like a cool type of day, it's much easier to just do this every single day. So here's what I recommend you doing to create a routine. So right now you're probably a beginner with just having like a strict routine. So you can't really follow this hour by hour routine for the whole day. So what I recommend, and this is what I did, is you have a morning routine and a night routine. And you get really good at following these routines every day and you make them simple. So it could be like, oh, in the morning I'm just gonna drink water, wash my face, do some skincare shit, do 20 push-ups and maybe journal. That's a pretty easy routine, right? And then you do something similar to that in the nighttime. And as you get better at that, you slowly expand the routines further out and further out as you go. And eventually it'll just merge into the whole day. So you make your morning routine a little bit longer, your night routine a little bit longer, and soon it just becomes a whole day routine. And you can slowly just expand that and become better, or make it bigger as you become better at it. And then you have this full hour by hour routine that's easy to follow because you kind of crept up on it and made easy, slow progress. So I recommend you just try to start off slow instead of just trying to like do a huge thing all at once, because you're not going to really maintain it. You're a beginner. So just start off with a simple routine and some habits you can follow every single day and just slowly expand it. All right, bro. So make me a promise right now that you're going to implement at least one of these steps in the video. It could just be one, right? But I want you to make some progress and stop procrastinating, because I know you have these goals that you care about that you want to achieve. So tell yourself out loud right now, I'm going to do one of these. So that's pretty much it, right? You just got to follow these things. It's not that complicated. You just got to stay consistent with it. And then really the main thing that I can't emphasize enough is just improving your mental health. First thing first, if you want long-term results and you want to stop procrastinating for good, just improve your mental health first. So pretty much improve mental health, main one. Ignore that voice in your head that's destructive, right? Improve your work environment and reduce clutter and just have a more simple work environment that's almost boring, right? Increase your testosterone. That makes the hard work feel more fun. Have an eat the frog task in the morning, so like the hardest task of the day, and then create a routine for the day. That's pretty much it. If you have any other ideas, just link them or just comment them down below. And if you have any questions and like you need help, comment that too, because I'm willing to help you, bro, because I struggle with this severely. And that's pretty much it. If you like this video, subscribe. If you don't, do it anyways, because you just have to. And I hope you have a good one, and that's pretty much it. I'll see you around. Oh.